Um, Hi, how are you?
Hi, Sai, fine, and you?
Fine, thank you. Well, I
Great.
started to read, sorry, no, read the article. Okay, the end of the road.
Yeah.
Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal in India. It has a population of around 15 million people, and rush hour starts early in the morning. All day there are traffic jams with cars, public buses, taxis, motorcycles, and pedicabs. And drivers honk their horns. From morning to night, you can also catch the train or get off the subway, but those are busy too. For pedestrians, Kolkata can be dangerous. Crossing the road is especially difficult. Fortunately, the old part of the city have smaller streets that are better for pedestrians. Cars can't drive down them, so they are much quieter and low safer. In these old streets, you will see many public rickshaws. Rickshaws are a traditional type of transportation in the city, and local people still using them. In the morning, the drivers pick up children and take them to the school. And if you miss your bus to work and have pulled rickshaws, it's much cheaper than taking a taxi later on in the day. Housewives often prefer to go by rickshaws to the local market. The drivers drop the women off with their shopping outside their houses. No other type of public transportation can do that. So rickshaws are popular with many local people. When the traffic is very bad, you can also go anywhere by rickshaws. Kolkata is one of the last cities in the world with hand-pulled rickshaws. So the drivers also make money from tourists. Uh, Visitors to the city often want to get off a photograph or themselves sitting on a rickshaw because it is a famous symbol of Kolkata. However, not anymore thinks the famous rickshaws are a good idea. Some local politicians don't like this old type of transportation because they think it is wrong for one human to pull another. Instead, they want more rickshaw drivers to use pedicabs or modern electric rickshaws, which are clean and fast. The problem is Kolkata is around 2,000 traditional rickshaw drivers. They are often men from village in the countryside, and they don't have any other job. The new electric rickshaws are very expensive, so these drivers can't afford them. For these men, it's probably the end of the road for the traditional rickshaws and their way of life. Oh, that's all.
It's my turn. Kolkata is the capital uh, a ver, of West Bengal in India. It has a population of around 50 million people, and rush hour starts early in the morning. All day there are traffic jams with cars, public buses, taxis, motorcycles, and pedicabs. And drivers honk their horn from morning to night. You can also catch the train or get on the subway, but those are busy too. For pedestrians, Kolkata it can be dangerous. Crossing the road is especially difficult. Fortunately, the whole part of the city have smaller streets that are better for pedestrians. Um, car, cars can drive down them, so they are much quieter and a lot safer. In this old street, you'll see men pulling rickshaws. Rickshaws are a traditional type of transportation in the city, and local people still like using them. In the morning the drivers pick up children and take them to school. And if you miss your bus to work, a hand-pulled rickshaw is much cheaper than taking a taxi. Later on in the day, housewives often prefer to go by rickshaws to the local market. The drivers drop the women off with their shopping outside their house. No other type of public transportation can do that. So rickshaws are popular with many local people. When the traffic is very bad, you can go anywhere by rickshaws. Kolkata is one of the last cities in the world with hand-pulled rickshaws. So the drivers also make money from tourists. Visitors to the city often want to get a photograph of themselves sitting on a rickshaw because it's famous symbol of Kolkata. However, not everyone thinks the famous rickshaws are a good idea. Some local politicians don't like this old type of transportation because they think it's wrong for one human to pull another. Instead, they want more rickshaw drivers to use pickups or more electric rickshaws which are clean and fast. The problem is that Kolkata has around um, 30 traditional rickshaw drivers. They are often men from village in the countryside, and they don't have any other job. The new electric rickshaws are very expensive, so these drivers can't afford them. For these men, it's probably the end of the road for the traditional rickshaw and their way of life finished. Uh, okay. Well, it will scare me. And here in Merida, I suddenly see that it's very difficult to cross the street. Imagine yourself there. Horrible. I think that there is already an overpopulation of cars and transport vehicles. So it's good that they have a street very I don't know smaller only for pedestrian signs. It is too small for cars. Merida is safer than Kolkata. Uh, yes, and you what do you think, Isaac?
Well, I think um it's very similar to Playa del Carmen because we have a type of local transportation. It's a motor taxi. Well, I think it's similar to the I don't remember the name of the vehicle. I think it's a type of motorcycle, but for the people it's important because we need the job, but for the environment it's dangerous. So I think we can start buy a new uh, cars. I forget the name of the
Don't
vehicle.
worry.
Yes. So we can start and um, combine the new vehicles and the old, and we can start to use because the environment needs to uh, change for this. And the other part is good because he helped the local uh, business, and well, it's
Oh.
it's a tradition in Kolkata, so I think it's important. But I think the only bad thing is the environment. So the other thing is good and really awesome.
Okay. Now
Yes. Well, now is the part of the question. And well, the first question is, how far do you travel to work or at school?
And so I live relative em, se me olvidó, cerca to the school. It's 15 minutes, maybe 10, when I don't see a lot of traffic jam. Yes. At the night, I think it's very I don't know.
Difficult?
No, 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 no. It's más como easy. It's very
It's
easy.
more easier.
Yeah, yeah. It's more easier than the morning. Yes. And
Okay.
you?
Well, yeah, it doesn't take long, approximately. If I leave a good time in the morning, I get arrived fast. But the if I go late, the traffic jam is very, very bad. So I think start more in the morning and well,
Yeah. The other question is how long does it take?
if I have a good time, approximately to 10 or 15 minutes maximum. And you?
Normally, I need 50, maximum 20 minutes, depending
Oh,
on the time and the traffic. But generally, between 15 and 20 minutes. Yes.
okay, well, next question. What type of transportation do you use? Do you have a car or do you use the Mayabus?
Okay. I have a car, but I haven't my driver license
Okay,
yet. So I can drive.
okay.
My boyfriend takes me to schools, and my mom usually picks me up. Yes. And you?
I have a car, so I ride by a car at school. Um, that's all.
Okay. The other question, do you ask me or is my turn?
Uh, well, I ask if you want. Okay, well,
Okay, okay.
how much does it cost each week?
Really, I don't know because I don't pay the uh,
Gasoline?
yes, gasoline. Um, yeah, and you?
Well, depends. I go only to a school or I go for, I don't know, to eat outside of my house. But it's around 8,000 pesos, I think.
Oh,
The,
the
yeah.
other question is I don't know, I don't know. What time do you make up every day?
In weekdays,
Yes, yes.
around, yeah, no, yes, around 6
Okay.
a.m. And in the weekends, I don't have time, so it depends.
Yes.
And
Uh,
you?
okay. Normally in the weeks I get up 6:20, 6:30. But in the weekends I don't have hour. I like
Okay.
sleep. Yes.
Well,
The other question is there a lot of traffic at that time?
well, if I leave the house around 6:30 a.m., I don't have problem. But if I have a little more later, the traffic is a lot of. It's awesome. It's really bad. So I think 6:30 a.m. is the best hour. And you?
It depends. It depends on the hour and the traffic
Yes.
and the people, and so it's it depends. I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
Now I comparing with you.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Yes. Well, I think the first comparison is you have car, but you can drive because you don't have your license. I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
them. Well, I think is I drive more than just because you don't have the license. So I think it's the first example.
Okay. How do you say cerca en inglés? O sea,
Uh,
cerca de como de un lugar a
uh,
otro cerca.
yes.
I don't know.
Uh,
Lo voy a googlear rápidamente porque no tengo idea. A ver.
you
Dice
are
close.
you
Entonces
are
dice close.
close.
Okay. A ver, your house is more closer. No, is closer than my house. Yes.
Well, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, uh-huh.
Other comparison is you. No. Well, I wake up more in the morning than yours. Yeah, it's
uh,
and other is well, it's in the weekend. No, sorry, in the week I wake up in the same hour, and I think in the weekend it's the same because you don't have time to wake up. So
yes.
this comparison is the same.
Another is I don't know. A ver, um, the another comparison is you have a car. Ay, no sé qué estoy diciendo. Bueno, ya creo que hicimos los 10 minutos.
Well, I think yes, I think that's all. Thank you. So I start
Okay,
to
thank you,
record
teacher.
the video. Thank you, teacher. Bye.